A lot of people think that they can just pray, manifest, do nothing, and whatever they are thinking about or praying for will be achieved. The reality is that is not how that works. I'm here to tell you right now, that is not how that works. You cannot just sit down on your bed, on your chair, scroll, listen to some inspiring things, and do nothing throughout your whole entire day and expect that things are going to be done for you. Fishes don't just jump in the boat. The fishes don't just jump in the boat. Now, what I want you to do is remember that if you have a pencil or a pen, write that down. The fishes do not just jump in the boat. If you are feeling hungry, you cannot just think of food and food is presented to you. And I'm going to put it back to the fisher's standpoint. Even though the fishes don't jump in the boat, you still need to take action. You need to get the rods, you need to get the boat, you need to get the bait, you need to get the hooks. You need to be prepared so that you can go and fish. So what does that look like in your daily life? That could probably be waking up and doing a morning routine, doing a little workout in the morning, going for a run, consuming good content that will push you to be better or motivate you to be better, writing things down, anything at the start of your day that prepares you for the rest of your day. You need to get that hook, you need to get that boat, you need to get that rod, you need to get the strings, you need to get the bait, you need even to get ready, pray, manifest some more. There's anything that can push you one step further. The fishes don't jump in the boat. Remember that. Now, what is the next step? Because a lot of people really think that it's just manifesting, praying, and saying, yeah, God has it. No. I mean, yeah, he could do it. The universe could do it if they wanted to. But let's be honest. If you are trying to be the best version of yourself, what would you put yourself through? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to be spoiled, or do you want to actually put in that work and say, I achieved it because I deserved it? You just got to think like that. You got to think like that. So even before you even get the hooks and the rods and stuff, you need to be hungry. You actually need to be hungry, starving, wanting to get that fish, so that whether you catch a big fish or a small fish, you're proud of the fact that you caught a fish because you are just starving. So first, figure out what you want to do. Figure out what is your fish. Okay, figure out what is your fish. Go out there, get ready for that fish, and then even then, you're still not ready. Okay, even then you are still not ready. You have to be in a room where the fishes are, or I guess on the lake. You need to be on the lake. And for that, we can transfer that example to, you need to place yourself in an environment where fishes opportunity is around, where you are able to get your meal. You cannot catch your meal at home. You cannot catch your meal at your 9 to 5 unless that is what you're trying to achieve or go up in the ranks. You cannot catch your fish, you cannot catch your fish just doing random stuff and nonsense. You have to be intentional. You cannot catch fish in the sky. You can't catch fish in a pond. You cannot catch, right? You can't. You can't catch fish on the sidewalk. You have to intentionally place yourself in an environment where fish thrive. Fishes don't just jump in the boat. There's a lot of steps to this. Now, reaching up to the lake now, all right? Because we were hungry, then we got what we needed to catch the fish. Now we are placing ourselves in an environment where fishes thrive. Now we're in the environment, all right? We're in the environment. The fishes do not just jump in the boat. You got to cast your rod or cast your hook. I don't know fishing terms. You got to cast your rod, essentially. You got to throw that into the water. All right. And once again, the fishes don't just jump into the boat. You need to take that action. You need to take that action. That, yes, everything from the beginning to now has just been taking action, but even now it's still taking more action. All right. You set yourself up to catch a fish. You have put in the action to catch a fish. All right. You are hungry. You invested your time, you invested your money, because boats and rods and hooks and bait are not easy or not cheap. Okay. You put in that time, you put in that work. The universe, God, whoever you pray to, sees that. You cast your rod, and now it's the waiting period. Because once again, you ain't, unless you're a very good fisher, you're not catching a fish 5 seconds into the catching, or 5 seconds into fishing. It could take hours, it could take minutes, it could take half an hour. It's the waiting period. It's, are you hungry enough for this fish? Will you do anything to wait for this fish to come in? All right. Now, you get a tug. That fish is going to run away from you. That fish is going to so run away from you, because it's like, whoa, this guy's trying to eat me. And you got to pull towards that tension right there. We can even use that as people who don't believe in you not believing in yourself. That tension right there is really just, are you willing to do anything for this? All right. Now, the fishes don't just jump into the boat. You have to put in that action. Once again, put in that effort to reel that thing in, depending on if it's a big or a small fish. I don't know. Even if it's a small fish, I feel like they're pretty hefty when it comes to pushing against the water. But you reel that fish in, okay? And once you reel that fish in, whether you get a big fish or a small fish, you are happy. Why? Because you were hungry. You put in that work, you put in that effort, and that was the results of it. Now, you can either take that results, depending on if it's big or small, go back home and get yourself some, cook it up, or spend more time and keep reeling in those fishes. That right there is up to you. It depends on how hungry you are. Now, let me bring it back to what I said in the beginning. A lot of people sit at home and think that if they manifest, if they pray, and they just leave it to God, it's going to end, like it's going to happen. That's not how that works. That's not how the world works. You need to put in that work. You need to put in that effort. You need to put in that time. Heck, you even need to put in that money too. And I'm not saying you have to go all out and put $8,000, $9,000 into something. If you see a return in it, I say go ahead and do it. But I'm just saying, you have to figure out how or what it is that's going to prepare you for the thing that you want to do. And if you have to invest in it, I say invest in it. Time. It doesn't always have to be money. Time, effort, energy, money, anything that is an outsource for you. The fishes don't just jump in the boat. Your opportunities don't just land in your lap when you're sitting home and just doing whatever, watching TV, playing video games. Nah, you have to go out there, you have to push out, and you have to achieve it. And you don't even know your minor things that set you up can even lead you to opportunities. If you go to the gym, that right there, depending on if it's a big or a small journey for you, that right there is a fish. Going to the gym to achieve that body that you want, that's a fish right there. You need to get ready to go to the gym. You need to get that workout in, and then boom, you walk out and you feel good. To me, that's a small fish. I don't care about the gym. I like how it makes me look in the body, but I just like using that as an example. For school, if you love school, if you want to become a lawyer, a doctor, or anything that requires a diploma, you have to go to school. You have to study. You have to make sure that your grades are good. Those right there are little fishes for the big fish, your end goal. You know what I'm saying? Like me with the content creation, I got to wake up every day and I got to make videos on videos, but I also want to become a model. So making sure that my body is good and taking care of my body, whether that's trying to find a face routine, going to the gym, eating healthy, making sure that I'm moisturized, creating content, like putting myself out there. Those are little fishes for my big fish. The fishes do not just jump in the water. You have to take action. You need to put in those steps so that you can reap your reward, so that these things can be handed to you, so that these things can just bless you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot just sit down and do nothing and pray and think, oh yeah, this is going to happen to me. That's not how that works. And I learned that a very long time ago. A very, very long time ago. Do not just sit down and think that the world's just going to hand you everything, or else nothing's going to be done. Nothing's going to be done. I wish that's how the world works. And I was like, nah, I probably wouldn't, because then there'll be a lot of lazy people. I'm gonna be so honest. There's a lot of lazy people right now in this tough time that we're in. And if the world just handed us everything, there would be more lazy people. Like, if we were to like right now, we can look up any information in the world. That right there is, I guess, the fish jumping into the boat. But even then, you still got to think about it. You still got to go search it up. It's not something that you can just think about and say, yeah, it's here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys caught that reference, or if you even caught what I'm trying to say, but I just wanted to give out more examples of why there possibly could be lazy people in here. I don't know. I'll make a video on it later on my perspective on what it is. But right now, the fishes do not just jump in the boat. You got to take those actions. You got to prepare yourself. You got to be hungry. That is the first step. That is the first step of it. You got to be hungry. The second step is you got to invest time. You got to show up. You got to invest money. The third step is you got to place yourself in an environment where the fish thrive. The fourth step is you got to cast that rod. More action. The fifth step is you got to fight that tension, and then boom, you have your fish. I hope this opens your eyes to something. I hope this pushes you to do something in your life. And if you're doing something in your life, I hope this pushes you to keep going. And if you keep on going and you stumble across this video, I hope this reminded you of what you're trying to achieve, because you do not want me to pass you. I'm gonna be honest. I just started in January, and you do not want me to pass you. If you were on your journey, or you're chasing something and you've been on it for a while, you do not want me to pass you. I'm gonna keep it honest. But the fish don't just jump in the boat. Work hard and show up every day. And yeah, that's essentially all. That's actually all. So I'm gonna catch y'all when I catch y'all. See ya.